All right, and I think we are live and just about getting ready to watch the the old rivalry, shall we say? In oh my God, excuse me, getaway. In South Africa and New Zealand. In approximately 6 minutes, we'll get kicked off in for that. I certainly a great game to start the stream on. I'm looking forward to that. It's always a cracker of a match. And then we've got a great lineup of games. I've got about 5 games with you guys this evening. I believe it is South Africa, New Zealand, big game. Ireland, Great Britain. Um, Great Britain probably going to get smacked. Um, then probably the biggest talking point of this tournament and of of these first round games, France versus United States. So will we see Antoine Dupont on playing for France in their first game of the tournament? Will we see it? Let's find out. If he comes on, I want to see how he does in sevens. I think he'll be an absolute natural at it. He's got the play style for it, so I think he'll be topsy. Um, but yeah, no, it's an interesting one. And then we've got Australia Samoa, which I think will also be a cracker, and then Fiji Spain will be the last one I'm doing tonight. I like Spain. I think they're a really decent side. The women just beat Great Britain, which is exciting. And just having a look at the pool leaders, or rather the log leaders at the moment. South Africa were on top after the first round, dropped to second behind Argentina after the second round. After Perth, how's it changed? Let's have a look. How's the current standing? Let's see. And then, oh, okay. And then South Africa dropped down to fifth as um, Argentina won back to back. Fiji have picked up a place. New Zealand have picked up a couple, or is that Australia? Sorry, Australia have picked up a couple of places, and so have Ireland. And New Zealand have dropped down to sixth from third. So all to play for on this one. New Zealand will be trying to get a bunch of points from this one to try and catch up to South Africa on the logs, and South Africa are looking to catch the leaders. Interesting pools. Both 1 and 2 are in Pool A, in Argentina and Fiji, along with Spain and Canada. Australia, France, USA, and Samoa in Pool B. Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand, and Great Britain in Pool C. My God, Pool C is a brutal pool. Wow! God, I wouldn't want to be Great Britain in that pool. Because Great Britain, ever since they joined all of the countries together, have been absolutely dire. Which is sad because they were all actually decent teams on their own. But we're starting off with a Pool C game. In fact, 2 Pool C games to start off with. And then I think we go to 2 Pool B games and then a Pool A game. So 5 plays 6. South Africa against New Zealand. Head to head, last 5 meetings. South Africa have lost 4 out of the last 5. Wow. They've only won 1 recently, and it was only by 2 points. And that, I think, was in Cape Town. Starting line it's for South Africa: Oosthuizen and Davids, Brits, Davids, Van Wyk, Speckman, and Lates. For New Zealand: Currie, Dixon, Clark, Rush, Rocco Lisoa, Weber, and Vi. I didn't manage to get through the bench because there's not enough time. These are really quick fire games, which is quite fun to commentate on, actually. So don't forget to chuck any comments in the chat. Let me know what you think the scores will be for each of the games. Players are on the pitch now. My cat's being weird. And hopefully South Africa can get off to a good start here. We can only hope. Also, let me know where you are in the world, actually, where you're watching from. I know it's a bit of a late one, especially if you're in South Africa. So I'm not expecting a lot of South African people up this late, that's for sure. Maybe for this game, but then you'll all go to bed. Um, but I am a couple hours behind you in Edinburgh, so it's only, what, 8 minutes to 10, over here in Old Reekie. Um, Francisco Gonzalez of Uruguay is refereeing us, or rather, refereeing South Africa and New Zealand in this first game. Kick off in 2 seconds, and it looks like South Africa will be kicking off, playing right to left, and it will be Davids to kick off. Good old Selwyn. Um, right, so, geez, took ages to kick that off. Davids kicks off. He goes fairly deep off this kickoff into New Zealand's 22. Scott Currie with possession at the moment. Decides not to pass and takes on Oosthuizen. Brought to ground still inside their own 22. Oh, it's a really loose pass, and he's been spot tackled there. South Africa putting on a lot of pressure on New Zealand here. New Zealand still trying to play it out. Another spot tackle from Davids. They're over the ball, almost over the ball there, but New Zealand do well. New Zealand still thinking about the scissors, but decide not to, and then they kick. You don't see that all that often in sevens, but there was no one really back for South Africa, so it's good territory gain for them. Then it's Selwyn Davids who kicks straight through and it's a brilliant try for Selwyn Davids. He kicks straight through the advancing line of New Zealand, gathers it, and just walks under the sticks. And that will be an early score for South Africa, 5 points to 0. Really good start for South Africa. It's exactly what they would have wanted. Great start for Selwyn Davids. Selwyn Davids, new South African captain. The conversion is good, also from Selwyn Davids, and that will be 7 points to 0. So, 2 minutes into the game, South Africa back with the kickoff. Can they do another one? All New Zealand hit back. So, Davids kicks off again for Oosthuizen to chase. It's a little shallower, this one. New Zealand rise high and take it well. New Zealand looking to use some width on it. Oh, nope, steps back in field. It's Vi. Vi's free. Cody Vi with a great offload in field. Rush takes it up to the 10. Good quick hands from New Zealand. New Zealand moving it to the right. Stepping in field. Gets a good Rockler gets the kick offload off, but knocks it on. And it'll be a scrum just outside the 22, I think, to South Africa. Clark with a knock on there. He was unfortunate that because he was probably through. But Rockler with a great little bust through there and then an offload. But yeah, that was a poor knock on that. He hadn't even been hit yet. He wasn't through though. He had cover. He should have taken that. So Selwyn Davids will feed the scrum. South Africa obviously a defensive scrum, but they will be looking to get it out. 16-19 are you watching? Good evening, guys. Oh, and South Africa, I think South Africa have given away a free kick. No, it's just a reset scrum. Don't know why the ref put his arm up. So it looks like it's just a reset scrum. Still South Africa's ball. 3.5, so halfway through this first half. God, I forgot how quickly sevens goes. And South Africa leading 7 points to 0. Ball goes in. Ooh, New Zealand pushed South Africa straight off it. And they've got the ball, they're moving it down the line, and this should be a try here for Vi. Vi is going to go in the corner. Good tackle from Selwyn Davids, but he cannot keep him out. And Vi scores in the corner. So New Zealand do hit back. Kodemeru Vi. That sounds almost Japanese, Kodemeru. But just simple hands there from New Zealand after South Africa lost their own scrum, completely shoved off it, which was impressive from New Zealand. and just a fairly straightforward walk in for Vi in the corner. He's got a bunch of those rubber bands on, those bangles. The conversion will not go over. It's short. It was accurate, but short. So it will be still South Africa's lead, 7 points to 5. New Zealand to kick off this time. New Zealand goes short, just over the 10, and look to get a tap back. They do get possession back. So New Zealand with possession now. Rokolosova moves it to Vi. Vi gets rid of Davids. Davids comes back and tackles him. South Africa with a great turnover. Brilliant turnover there at that ruck. Davids. Lades. Lades feeds it to Oosthuizen. Sorry, Davids. Davids picks up. Lades. Lades is at the back of the ruck. South Africa moving it down to the right, and they kick forward again. I tell you what, Davids has got the pace on him. It just needs to bounce up for him. It won't, so he has to dive on it. He can get up though. And he's got the offload off to it goes to ground, but South Africa should score here. Lades. No, New Zealand are going to turn this over. Yep. New Zealand get the penalty and they turn it over, but brilliant attack there from South Africa. Just can't link up. New Zealand looking to run it out. Rokolosova steps Davids, comes in field. Very loose pass. Vi's been lazy, and Davids just needs to pick it up. He's knocked it back, and Oosthuizen will... No, that was not back. Cody Vi just sauntering back after that loose pass, and David's very close to getting on the end of that. In fact, he did, but he knocked it on. Apparently, according to the ref, I would say he knocked it back. I don't know. I disagree with that. I'd say it went back, or at least like just up. Yeah, maybe. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Slight knock on. But tell you what, Cody Vi playing with fire there. Almost costing his team a try before the break. And I do get that in sevens you do need to conserve your energy. I played a lot of it when I was a teenager. But yes. Okay, so at the scrum, South Africa give away a penalty, and that does let New Zealand off again. And so I think it's Rokolosova who's kicking. They kick to the corner, or rather the touchline, and bring play just outside the 22. We're now in extra time of this first half. New Zealand do take it. Oosthuizen trying to push him out. Can't quite get him to the touchline. Currie. Rokolosova looking to run it. Oh, it's a great offload in field. Rokolosova's got it back. Steps one. Currie's got it. Oh, no, sorry, Dixon. Clark's on his outside. Clark needed to run a better support line there. He's looking... Clark is looking really lazy. New Zealand give away the penalty, though. And I think they might go set up their own line out. No, actually, I think Oosthuizen's going to tap and go. Don't forget, this is all in overtime. Oosthuizen taps and goes. Davids. He's got 2 men on either side at the moment. Nope, 4 men on one side. To other Davids, big one, Zane Davids. Lades is supporting him. To Selwyn Davids. Steps. Oh, and he's straight through. And he's got the gas to go all the way. But what a show and go from Selwyn Davids to get his brace in this first half. Absolutely brilliant step, show and go there. Oh, and you got a feel for the Kiwi player that he did that to, because oh, oh my god, it's Rokolosova. No, it's Rokolosova kind of let him go, but it's Weber who he's just absolutely dummied. But Rokolosova should have done better there. That's poor marking by Rokolosova. Really, that's poor from Rokolosova. But what a try from Selwyn Davids. And that will be 14 points to 5 at the halftime break. Brilliant two tries from Selwyn Davids, the captain. A real captain's innings in this first half against the old nemesis. I'd say that both teams are moving the ball around well, but New Zealand's supporting lines are not great. I wouldn't be surprised if Vi is not back on the field in this second half because his support line, he's just been a bit lazy. Passes completed 10 South Africa, 18 to New Zealand. They're getting quite a few offloads. Well, actually, not that many, only two, but they're using their width a lot more. Tackles missed, 2 for South Africa, 1 for New Zealand. Turnovers conceded, 2 for each team. New Zealand have retained one of their restarts, and that's important. And New Zealand have had 14 carries to South Africa's 7, but South Africa have just been more clinical. Right, so let's see. Very short half times, don't forget. So we're basically going to be jumping straight back into the game. Let's see if there have been many changes. Looks like Brits is coming on. Excuse me. It looks like Brits is coming on. I'm not sure who's come on. They really should put it on the scoreboard, the changes that are made. So it'll be New Zealand to kick off. So New Zealand kick off through Roccolasoa. They go shallow again, looking to get that tap back. Currie can't get to it. Brits, first touch of the ball. Late steps one. He's gone through. Has he got the gas to get away from Roccolasoa? It looks like he does. And Lades will go over immediately off the kickoff. And South Africa get their third try of the game. Tristan Lades with just another show and go. New Zealand's one-up tackling here. Very lackluster. Really poor there. Tell you what, Lades has got about as much strapping on his legs as I've ever had. I used to have to strap my knee every game. Davids kicks, and he gets the conversion. 21 points, plays 5. And South Africa opening up a lead here. Still 6 minutes to play, so there is a lot of time in sevens. Tell you what, South Africa, this is their 100th game, and New Zealand have won 63 of them. South Africa have won 37, so there's never been a draw. Interesting. Selwyn Davids will kick off. I'm surprised they've never had a draw, considering it's only recently that you can't draw. We'll say it's and take smashes. Oh, it's a high tackle though on Vi. So Vi is still on the field. So it's a penalty to New Zealand. It's careless from Oosthuizen. He should have done better there to make sure that they keep the pressure on New Zealand. New Zealand are using their kicks to the touchline a lot more than most teams in this game. Almost uncharacteristic from them. So Roccolasoa will be kicking off. Throwing in the lineup. Not Mickelson. Rush back to Roccolasoa. It's a great tackle. He's knocked on. When he tries to get up, Roccolasoa is knocked on. So South Africa will have a scrum basically on halfway. And I mean, to be fair, South Africa's scrum has been really poor in this game, but they'll be happy with the time that's being eaten up here. Great spot tackle there from I think it's Lades. Oh, and there you go. Just as I was saying, we got a picture of Antoine Dupont warming up. The 27-year-old. It'll be his first sevens tournament. He's doing it because he wants to win a Olympic gold with France at the sevens. So South Africa get a free kick at this scrum. and they're called back. So Selwyn Davis has been demanded to come back, um, but it's all taking up time for them, so they won't complain. Late is now going to have the ball. He's going to kick off. Sorry, not kick off, but get the game restarted. So Lates has done so. He's gingerly walking up. Decides to go to the right to Davids. Davids skips Oosthuizen. Straight to Selwyn Davids gets high tackled. That will be penalised for sure. Oh, and no, side entry is penalised. What? No, it's New Zealand's penalty. I would have said that was a high tackle. That's an interesting call, but okay. New Zealand are playing. Everyone was a bit confused about the direction of his arm there. Roccolasoa decides to take it into contact instead of pass to Vi. He's held up. And tell you what, Lades has stolen it from him. But now Lades is going to get turned over because he was isolated when he fell to ground. So New Zealand are going to take it quickly. Weber. Not a great pass. In fact, it's an awful pass from Weber. Currie had to scrape back and get it. Pops out. Rush steps in field. Goes to the blind. Mickelson offloads. It's not a good offload. Davids has almost got his foot to it and got it through. New Zealand do maintain it. Davids is over it, although he's been told to roll away. Or rather, Oosthuizen didn't roll away, so it's a penalty against South Africa. New Zealand are moving it to the right now. Cutting back in field, though. Using the space, using the offloads. That looked a bit forwards. Oh! Rush just runs straight into Davids and knocks him down. But New Zealand get another penalty. They're going to run it again. Vi. Here's Vi. He takes on the line. He's through. And he will be all the way to the try line. Cody Vi gets a second. And he's had what? Just the most interesting of games. 2 tries, but then very lazy in the rest of his game. So 21 points plays 12. Still a 9-point lead for South Africa. So it's not. It's a defendable lead, but South Africa certainly need to be careful now. And that's one hell of a mop of hair that Cody Vi has. And as he scores his second try, he gets substituted. So New Zealand have made a sub there. I don't know who it is. They kick off though. They go make it quite a challengeable kick. South Africa step in field though. Here's Brits. Brits takes on one. He breaks 2 tackles. He's up to the 10. Davids feeds to. I can't see who that is. Oh, and Lades kicks forward into the 22. It's going to dabble out, and that's a great territory kick for Lades. With 1:15 left, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's not over. Certainly isn't over yet. But it's now pressure time for New Zealand. They have to score next and fast. New Zealand making another change. Cook Savage is onto the field. Weber is coming off. Fianganofo is onto the field as well. That is a hard name to say. Fianganofo. Interesting name. Also, who's happy that Super Rugby is back? God, I am, except the fact that the games are so early. Well, they're not too bad for South Africa, but they are here. Right, so Roccolasoa with the line out. They'll need to run from deep and get a quick try here. They do win their own line out. Got Roccolasoa tapped it on. And South Africa have got it after it's knocked on, although the new man's picked it up. New Zealand trying to run it out. Man slips. Davids gets over it like a limpet, and it is a penalty to South Africa. Oosthuizen takes it quickly. Oh, it's a high tackle. That's going to be a penalty try. Wow, the ref is not checking that. It was so high. I'll tell you what, that was very high. I think South Africa are being, well, certainly by the commentators, are being accused of Actually, no, the tackle wasn't too bad. Being accused of being offside the whole time. South Africa do have an attacking scrum, and they will win the game as it's now into extra time. Now it's just will South Africa. Oh, that looked forward. And that'll be the end of the game. South Africa win it by 9. That's a really again, it's Geduld who passed forward. So South Africa win it by 9 points. It's a great start to the tournament for the Blitzboks. New Zealand be bummed about that because they do have a fairly difficult pool. They've still got to beat Ireland. Great Britain, they should 100% beat. But on to the next. So, next game we've got coming up is Ireland versus Great Britain. And I